And we are live. Okay, let me confirm that we are live. I'm a bit late today. Yes, I'm live. I'm a bit late today. And sound works perfectly too. Okay, cool. So today's lesson will be about client investigation, because when you build an online business or an offline business, you always have to keep like the end in mind of who do you want to serve, who is your product for, who is your service for. um, and in the beginning you can say, like, everybody who wants it or everybody who needs it, but that's not a good view to start with. It's not a good point to start with. You really have to have like a clear written point of which person exactly you want to help. And that's something we will cover, like how can you find this out. This is like a very difficult part in the business journey. um, when you open a bakery, for example, then it's a more easier business because people get up in the morning and they go to the bakery to buy bread from you. But like if you really like niching it down, for example, like instead of being just a bakery, you're focusing on special birthday cakes that you prepare yourself, then your focus is lying somewhere else. You're focusing more on parents, because parents will, buy faster these special birthday cakes for their children instead of just, you know, baking a cake one of their cells. They will do something special, like from Paw Patrol, for example, or from the Power Rangers, or with, from Cars, from Toy Story, from anything. And so you really have to like you then your audience, your target, who you are targeting, becomes totally different. So that's what I want to point out. Let me also write this down right here. I can remove this. Yes, because this is consuming. Also, let me tag everyone so nobody misses this. So this is very important in your journey. You can say, yes, I want to make money. I want to build a business, online, offline. But like each step I'm doing here in this line, this is already lesson 7. So each previous lesson is important to make sure that you know what you're doing and how to deal with these things. Um, I'm struggling with finding my group. Okay, here we go. And I cannot do it on my cell phone. No. So I'll have to do it in the end. And meanwhile, I will start while it is loading. So this is some kind of how it looks. I don't know, can I put this on full screen or make it bigger? Yes, here we are. And it doesn't want to, because I am sharing my screen. No problem, we'll leave it just like that. So what you see here is basically you're pointing out yourself. because when you start a business, you usually want to offer a solution for a problem you had or still have. So if you are like, okay, one sec, let me type this here because I'm getting distracted. Okay, cool. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, awesome. I'll close this again. Good. Now I can be focused. So it is important that you actually are like focusing people who are just like you, who has experienced, who are not experienced, but who is still experiencing or who will experience the same problem that you had. So you have to say like, I am, I don't know. I am a parent for when I was, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, my son got born 7 years ago. So at that point, I am a parent who felt that it became hard to pay the bills because I was, I worked alone. My wife was at home. She didn't have any income or anything. But suddenly all these extra stuff came out, food for the baby, the clothes for the baby, the diapers for the baby, everything, kept coming. So I had like this issue that I was working, um, you know, doing my hours at my full-time job. But at the end of the month, I still didn't have enough money to pay all the bills. So what was my problems? So then you write down the problems your product, your service offers, what problems people have and what solutions it offers, what you hate when you were that person, but also what you love when you were that person. And I have written it down. This is an old one, okay? So this is just an example. So I am a fed up employee, which was like 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. I'm a fed up employee who lacks the money to buy high ticket programs, for example. Okay. What is a high ticket program? A high ticket program is something that is a product that costs above $1,000. That's a high ticket program. It is discussable, as I already mentioned in the previous lesson. Some say $1,000, others says $2,000. It all depends. That's a high ticket program. Why does somebody wants to buy a high ticket program? Because that high ticket program or that high ticket product will solve their problem, but they lack the money or stuff like that, and then you have to come up with solutions. So problems, personal problems, which is like having no results, making no money, having no leads. So people who like having a business or building a business, but if you don't make any money, you have no results, you don't have any leads, customers, people who are interested in what you do, that's the problem. And with a high ticket program, usually you learn extra skills on how to generate leads, money, and results, on a more natural way, without being pushy, and without, to explain it in more human terms, there is big difference of marketing. You have like the pushy marketing, which is like ringing each doorbell and then like, hey, we are selling this for or this, or I'm this person, I represent this firm, or I am the owner of this and I'm doing this and this. Are you interested to pay or to buy or to hear more from me? That's like really pushing, because you're ringing each doorbell, you're going from door to door. Or when you are, for example, some clothing stores, but also like if you go to a car store or something like that, like people, they are stepping out to you and like saying like, hey, how can I help you? Perhaps you are interested in this, or perhaps you are interested in this, and they have like no clue like what you want really. They don't have a clue like is this person actually looking for this? Is that the person his problem or her problem? So that is why, these things are important. Like, you have to know how this works. So that's the problems. Solutions, like, are there other ways to make money online? What platforms to use and why? What to do every day? How to implement what I learn? So that's like the solutions of, these problems I'm writing down. Then you have like the hate and the love thingies, which is, what do you hate about being a fed-up employee who lacks the money to buy high-ticket programs? You really have to look at yourself, your inner self. Like, what is your deal? Okay, now is the time. If you want to build a business, an online business, make money online, be able to quit your job one day. Now is the time to be completely honest to yourself. Like, look inside of you. Like, okay, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I doing it? What do I hate about, my current lifestyle? Not just like, I don't like go in detail. I have no time. Okay. Because either way, I'm working full time. When I get home, I have to deal with lots of stuff, and then I have to go back to bed. You have no money. Well, you make money, but you don't have like any spare money, any extra money. It's hard to go on a holiday, for example, or if it's Christmas or birthdays and stuff like that, you have to like really, um, you know, disappoint your children because there is no extra money, or we cannot do it. There is no rest, because when you work your ass off at your daytime job, full-time job, it doesn't have to be a daytime job. It can be a night job. You can working in shifts like I'm doing. Um, if you if there is no rest, then you hate it, because there is no single day. Yes, the weekends, but the weekends are like when children are at home. So the weekends you want to spend time with your children, of course, because they are not at school. Not for you to rest, to lay down at the sofa with your feet up and chilling and looking at the television, just to prepare yourself to go back to work again on Mondays. If you have a family, if you have children, and it's important that you have the weekends to spend time with your family, to see your children grow. Okay, because if you don't do that, you miss out a lot. Time flies, and like, if I look back right like now, my son is turning 7 in 2 months, and 1 month and a half, something like that. I mean, time flies. Okay, deny things to my children. Like I said, so going to the store and my kid says, "Oh, I really want this," then you have to say, "Yes, I know you want this. Perhaps you can use this, but I don't have money right now. Maybe next month, maybe in 2 months, maybe next year." That's deny things to your children, things that you actually want to give to them, not like really spoiling them, not saying like, "No, no, you already have enough of this," but like really like, "Hey, that's something new. He will love this, or she will love this, but if you look at the price, oof, it's too much. I can't afford it. It's out of my budget. I still have to go to the mall, and I still have to pay this and these bills, and you know freedom. Okay, time freedom, money freedom, like, doing what you want. If your children, doesn't have to go to school because it's holiday, like Easter holiday or summer holiday, that you have the freedom to go on holiday with them, 1 month, 2 months. Like here in Belgium, summer holiday is 2 months. Okay, the whole month of July and the whole month of August. The full freedom would be for me that I would be able to go, 2 months full on holiday with him, with my son, like 2 3 weeks to Turkey, for example, or Dubai, or Hawaii. All these long trips, and then perhaps another 2 3 weeks to China or Japan, or just going out, exploring the world. I hate having a boss. Not really, um, because when you build a business, and if you like grow much, you become a boss. Actually, when you build a business yourself, you are your own boss. But there are people who like, working close with their bosses, and they hate it. Like, they're being, um, yelled at constantly. Or there are people who hate being a boss, and then I don't mean like in the online business world, but like really, corporate, corporate, being a corporate boss, like yelling at people what they have to do. In the online world, it's still different. You still have like people that can lighten your tasks, put some heavy weight from your pick up, lift some heavy weight from your shoulders, and they do your tasks, but you already interviewed them, and you don't really have to like yell at them, shout at them. Like it's not about numbers, because corporate is always about numbers. You have to hit your numbers and things like that. Um, so yeah, stuff you hate. Then the things you love. What is important for you? Okay. You can say, I love cars, and I love fishing, and I love, going out, but like really go deeper in your heart, like what is important for you right now, but also in the future. Like, what do you love? Okay. I mean, I love my family. I love my wife. I love my son, but I also love, my mother, my father, my sisters. So what do I want to do? I do not just want to retire myself at some point. I want to retire my wife. I want to retire my son. But I also want to like, you know, pay off my sisters their mortgages, the loans from their houses, mortgages, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. Um, so that they can chill more of life. If I pay off their mortgage from their house, they have like both of my sisters, they have $1,000 at least more each month that they can spend to other stuff. They can travel more, they can do more. Like one sister really has to do lots of renovations. The other sister, they have to still do some work outside the house, house, like garden and the driveway and stuff like that. Like if I can lift of that heavy weight of their shoulders of paying these stuff each month, that's stuff that is important for me. Family, legacy, like you know um if I'm dead, my son is dead, that what I've built up, the online business, still exists. That's having a legacy, that my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, or how do I say it, that they still can pick up the business, that they still don't have to worry about bills, and that they have, they can focus on the other worries, like life itself. Life isn't easy without having troubled minds constantly about the bills. Independence, being independent, that's something I love. I can sit like a whole day at my laptop. I don't mind. I have lots of stuff to do. But also like socializing with other people's. Being independent for me is very important. Um, and then money, of course. We all love money. But for me, I love money more on the part that um, more of the freedom part. Being able to do something every day or each week and just pick my card and pay it. Don't have to go to my mobile, to my banking app and look like, do I still have enough money? It's a little bit too expensive. Would I? Should I? But not like throwing it out of the windows, not like buying 10 new cars and Gucci clothes and stuff like that. That's not important for me. But just like, just being able to live. Yeah, that's just being able to live. So this is something you want to create for yourself. Also, I forgot something on my profile. Let me check something. Then I will continue. My apologies for this. And I cannot see it here. I only see the title. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, my apologies for that. I forgot about this. Let's continue. What's this? Okay, yes. So that's important. And what I write here about minimum 5 contact points before they buy is that the more contact points from a person resonates, with yourself and what your product and program is about, like an example. What about an example? Um, People who have oh yeah, like some I can't pick something. I have like different stuff in my mind, but I can't make it. It's possible I will make it too difficult for myself because of the language barrier. Um, I have this mind with the shampoo in my head, which fixes if you have like dry skin, and then you have like all these white flux in your hair and stuff like that. So let's take for that shampoo for example. Here in Belgium, it calls Head and Shoulders. Not here to advertise anything. I'm not a big fan of that brand because for some people it works, for others it doesn't work. Anyway, that shampoo, for example, is created for people who has issues with that they have white flux in their hair, but also people who are in their advertisement, in their commercials, you will see they also have like itching. They're itching the hair. They have to scratch it all the time. So it's not only for the flux, it's also for the itching. But because you have like itching, you feel like you know insecure about yourself because you're itching, and then you have like these white spots everywhere. um, then there is like the different smells that they are doing, because people like this smell and other people like this smell. And then like the fifth point is the price, because they make like this big bottles at this moment who cost less than the small bottles. They also have the small bottles, but they also have the big bottles. So those are like 5 contact points that people can relate to, um, because it has they have lots of problems. It gives a solution to all their problems. um the people that hate are the same problems, itching, but also like having less social um, activities because of the issue that they have to itch or this have to scratch all the time, and they have like these white spots. They are afraid to contact or communicate with other peoples. So this can be like in the hate section. And then the love section is they want to be able, they want to be able to have freedom again, to go out again, to talk with people, to have social contact with people without being insecure, without sitting there all the time scratching their heads and stuff like that. So that's like I said, I make it myself very hard because of the language barrier I have. Because I speak English fluently, but it's not my mother uh, language. So that's what I mean. Like, and then for in the organic marketing, it means that you have to check their. Oh, my apologies for that. You have to check their profile. You have to engage. I mean, they're checking your profile. sorry. So with organic marketing, they're checking your profile. So that's why I said with the, you know, the the Facebook cover you have, which is important, the Facebook profile picture, what is stated on the cover, but also like the intro. Then they look out for your posts, like what is all about in your posts. And these two should cover with organic marketing what is pointed out here. Okay, who are you, or who are you helping? What is the problems these people have? You don't have to like sum up all the problems in one post. um, you pick one, and then the week after, or 2 days later, you pick another problem, and you always come up with the same solution. Your product, your solution, your program, it's the solution. And to make it even better, to make people curious, like what is the product, what is the program, never mention it. Okay, don't put the product name or the program's name or the service name. Well, if it's a service, it's something else. But eventually everything is a service, because you're always helping them, providing them with a solution. So if you are like you curate Facebook covers, for example, it's a service. But if you sell them like a physical product, it's still a service, because you actually, you know, attend them, like, hey, this is my service to you, and saying like this product will help you with your problem. And only when when people are like connected with 5 points, minimum 5 points, like the problem they have, they see you mention their problem. Okay, you mention what they love, like, because of this problem you cannot do this or this anymore. What you love, you hate it that you are now having this and this, and with this solution you can have, with what I can do for you, you can have this solution. So you see, you point out, and that's just, like, you point out 5 points, 4 points in one post. So with one post, it's possible that they won't say like, okay. But if they have read the full post and you have fitted them on 4 points already, they will scroll down on your profile, or check another post of you. Okay, I mean, if it's Facebook, they will scroll down. If it's Instagram, they will check another picture of you and read what you wrote on it. If it's on TikTok, they will check another video of you. um, on LinkedIn, I'm still new with LinkedIn, so I can't really help with that. But like with Facebook, with the Meta products, Facebook, Instagram, with Reels, um, if you can like point 2 or 3, like, just, love problem solution, or hate problem solution, or multiple problems solution, and each post goes about that, people will be interested. They will check a few videos of you, a few reels, a few stories, for example, a few TikToks, and suddenly they will reach out for info or help. This is important. This is the new way of organic. My apologies. This is the new way of organic marketing. Marketing evolves, people evolves. Okay. Instead now of like being the pushy person, like I explained before, like ringing from doorbell to doorbell, we actually, put some like flyers in the post bins. Okay. It's not marketing trick, but that's something we do. Instead of putting flyers into their post bin, we actually send friend requests to the people that we think that fits this category. Okay. So before, I will explain in the next lesson, like, because this is a two-part video, because this is part 1 of lesson 7, but I will just call this lesson 7. Then next week will be lesson 8. Lesson 8, I will go more in depth about the people that, like, okay, first important is found out everything about you here. Okay, keep in mind that you have to be as specific as possible. So what were you before, and why did it help this program or this product? Why did it help it you exactly in details? Okay, I just created this, but you can really, like, take a pen, take a piece of paper and start writing down. Okay, like, this is the program and the product. Okay, and then what is the benefits for me? Okay, not just a list. Okay, everybody can, if you type in the name of the product, you can find a full list of everything, but what has been the benefit for you? What has Why did you decided to use this product, or why did you decided to use this program, or why did you decided to build this specific online business that you are now trying to teach to someone else? Why? For you specific. That's important. um so you write down, okay, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I choose this product. It has been in the beginning, like in the early stages, when I first saw this product, I tested it and I did this and this, and this helped me with this and this and this. So these points, like, it helped me. The solutions were this. But what were the problems I had? Why did I needed these solutions? Okay. Like, really go deep inside yourself. Why do you need this shampoo? Why did I bought the shampoo, for example, and why did the shampoo work for me? Now that I love the shampoo, so now I want to, I become an affiliate, for example, for it. So I want to sell, promote this product to other people and gain commissions from it, if we want to be an affiliate marketer. But why? I've bought this perfume, sorry, this shampoo, and it helped for me. I had this problem, and I had this problem, and because of this problem, this was my situation, and because of this situation, I wanted a solution. I tried different things, nothing worked, but this worked. And then, what's even the best of it? It smells good. um, it doesn't cost a lot. You can order it in big packages, which makes it even cheaper. um, you don't only have to put very little in your hands, because some people are like doing so much. You only have to put a little. It foams easy. It's easy to spread. It works. You have results after 3 days, or after 1 week, or after 5 times using it, or be specific, go deep. Okay, this is important, and for a lot of people, this is hard, like really hard. So if anyone has issues with this part, okay, ask questions. Write them in the comments below this video, or if you're shy, send it to me in a private message. I don't mind. Okay, we will have a look together at it. And you know, like, this is a free lesson, so of course, if you reach out about this situation, about this problem specifically, I won't charge you anything. Okay, I'm doing free lessons here in the group. So if you have, like, if you're not fully clear on this, then you know I can we can have a chat about it. I can explain it, like, okay, what is your product, or what is your program, or if you don't have any product or program yet, like, we can even by filling this in, we can even find out what it is that you're looking for, like your way out. If you want to quit your job, what are your interests? But not only like what are your interests, like what you really desire. You can, like, when I had my interests is like, I'm good with computers, but what I'm doing now, the marketing and everything, and the coaching, has nothing to do with computers. But it's beneficial because I know my way around with things. I'm fast with learning new softwares or learning new applications. I'm I find it easy to use, to Google some stuff. Um, if there is something I'm looking for, I keep using different keywords, different stuff. I will always find what I'm looking for. If I don't find it, then usually it just doesn't exist. Not always, okay. I'm not like Mr. Perfect, but like I say, usually if I don't find it, it's because it doesn't exist, or I haven't thought about some keywords. It can happen that like 2, 3, 4 days later, I think of something else, like, oh yeah, I can try searching it in this way. So I'm searching it, other ways. So if like that was my issue as well, like, who am I? And I was like, okay, I'm Joffrey. I'm a father. What do you like? So I like watching television, playing games on my smartphone, playing games on the laptop. Oh yes, I'm very good, with software and hardware and stuff like that. But that's nothing really that you can build like an online business about. Okay, if you build a business, you still have to replace your time that you can spend with your family with actually being in the business. If you're building an online business, you can run it from everywhere. I mean, if you go on holiday in July and August, um, like for 3 weeks to Turkey, for example, you can still say, like, you know what? I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I go for breakfast with my family. Then my wife and son, they can, enjoy the pool or, doing whatever they want into this all-in hotel. And then I will just, work 3, 4 hours in the morning on my online business, or 2 hours, or 1 hour. It depends, how it depends how long you're doing it, because learning a new skill, the more you do it, the faster you know it, the less time you put into it, and stuff like that. So yeah, these things. So it is important that you can, if you do an online business, you can run it from everywhere. Okay, you can, if you're sick in bed, you can still run your online business, because everybody, even if you're sick in bed, I mean, I'm pretty sure that almost everybody takes their cell phone and will still do something on their cell phone. Perhaps not all day, because after 30 minutes their head starts to hurt, and they have to lie down for a little bit and sleep for an hour. But you still can run your business. You can still, do money making activities. um, I will leave it with this. I will end with this. So let me repeat everything, make a list, point down everything that I have said. If you have problems with anything, okay, I mean, I will put this more downwards, something like this, yeah. If you have problems, or if you created something but you're like not sure it's complete, like, did I miss anything, or is it good enough? I mean, you can send it to me. Okay, I will have a look at it. I will say, like, go deeper. Okay, or we can have a chat about it, and then you say, like, okay, I'll written down this, and I can say, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, but you need this. This is the foundation of knowing that, who your customer is. Because if you know everything here, then you know who your customer is, and what you're looking for. But also, like, where to find your customer, where to find your potential customers, where to find your leads. That's important. You cannot start, like, when I say, these flyers that you get in your mailbox, or in your postage box. That's like, too random. It's too broad. Okay, you cannot target everyone. There are too many people in the online world. If you have to spend your time on, how many people are there? 5 billion? I don't even know. If you have to spend your time on 5 billion people, I mean, yeah, yeah, how how you will never be able, never, 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 never. So that's important in the online business. You have to like really go deep, and the deeper you go, the more specialized you're getting, the more um, the more an expert you will become as well. Because if people will say like, oh, you will got you like with the shampoo thing, you will start getting a name, and people will speak about you and will say, oh yeah, I have this issue with my head. Oh, you have to contact this person. He has this shampoo, but I'm pretty sure he will be able. He his main focus is this shampoo that helps the itch and stuff like that. But if you have this problem, I mean, you can always ask him. It never hurts to ask him. You can ask him. Perhaps he knows a shampoo that can help you. It starts like this, okay? People talking to people, reviews, um, and that's the way it goes with any business, okay? It's from friends, or from and today you can say yes, friends, but people having friends in the online world, okay? People are talking to people worldwide. If people are playing games, they talk to people from the whole world. They can even become friends with people from different countries. And when people are friends with, like if they're gaming, like in a gaming community, if you game a lot, at some point you also start like sharing, you're getting a bound, some sort of relationship, a friendship relationship, okay? And you start telling things of your life, of your problems, of your issues, of your deals. That's when these things are getting shared, okay? That's when someone says, oh, I hate it. I can't focus these last few weeks. I have this issue or this issue. And then the other guy can say, you know, I actually know someone who can help you with this. That's the thing. I will leave it like this right here. Hi, Garrett. Thanks for joining me live. Great to have you here. So this is long enough. This is deep enough. Okay. If you don't understand everything, watch it again, take notes, create this. Okay. It's important. And create this if you have problems. I mean, you when we go, if you will go to the next lessons, stuff will become more easier again, okay? But if you don't nail down this part, then it doesn't matter if you do everything else in the online world, okay? Like the marketing itself and everything. If your audience isn't correct, then it will become very hard in the online world. Lots of people, okay, lots of people are trying to build an online business, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and they give up, they quit. Even people who made sales, okay, people who made sales in their first week or in the first month, like, yes, I've made sales, and they keep doing the same thing. But the sales they had were luck, and they cannot replicate it. And that's purely because of this, okay? This is the biggest factor. Like, who am I in that, and who will be your customer, your clients, your focus? Who are you focusing on? So I wish you all a great day, and thanks for being here. And like I said, if you have issues, questions, mark them down in the comments, or if you are shy about it, reach out to me. If you want to discuss anything about this, just reach out to me. Cool. Thank you. See you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.